Why does a painted body feel different than a naked one? Same human form, same shape, same biology, yet your brain reacts completely differently. The moment paint touches skin, perception changes, judgment softens, context rewrites meaning. Is it culture, conditioning, instinct, or is your brain simply following invisible social rules? Today, we're uncovering what nude body painting secretly reveals about human behavior. And by the end of this video, you may never look at art the same way again. This simple act of adding color is more than just decoration. It's a profound trick that can rewire how your brain sees the world. The change isn't superficial. It reaches into the cognitive processes that shape our reality. The paint can make a stripe the focal point, turning the face into a background. Or it can transform the face into a ceremonial mask, something ancient and mysterious. The skin is unchanged, yet its meaning has shifted. It's about the remarkable way our brain learns to look, interpret, and assign significance. The human brain is a masterful interpreter, a storyteller that works tirelessly behind the scenes of our consciousness. Every moment, our eyes send an immense volume of visual information: shapes, colors, movements, textures. It is a chaotic and overwhelming stream of data. The brain's primary task is to organize this chaos into a meaningful picture of the world. It does this by making incredibly fast predictions based on past experience. When you see a chair, your brain doesn't analyze every leg and angle. It recognizes the familiar pattern of chair and fills in the rest. This process is efficient, allowing us to navigate our environment with ease and speed. It uses established mental models to group shapes, identify features, interpret meaning from skin posture movement. These models are built from countless interactions, cultural lessons, personal memories. When we see a person, our brain doesn't just see a physical object, it sees a story. It reads cues that suggest age, emotion, intent, social status. This happens automatically, a silent and instantaneous judgment that colors our entire interaction before a single word is spoken. By adding a new, unfamiliar pattern onto the skin, it forces the brain to pause its usual storytelling. A swirl of color on a shoulder, a geometric design on a back, does not fit into the brain's pre-existing categories for the human body. This novelty can break the old associative patterns. Instead of immediately classifying the body based on social norms, the brain is prompted to see it differently. It might classify the body as a piece of art, a ceremonial object, a living sculpture. The paint creates a new context, compelling the brain to write a different, more curious story. This small but significant shift can change everything. The way we see the human body is not something we are born with. It is meticulously taught. From our earliest days, these lessons are woven into the fabric of our culture and our families. We learn through unspoken cues which parts of the body are acceptable to show and which must be kept private. These rules are transmitted through a parent's gentle correction or a teacher's firm instruction. Shame often grows in these small, quiet moments. Section 5. A global canvas: tribal and cultural meanings. Across the vast tapestry of human history and culture, body paint has long served as a powerful language. In many tribal societies around the world, painting the skin is an act rich with meaning, far transcending simple adornment. It is a visual narrative that communicates identity, status, connection to the community, the cosmos. Section 6. Modern rituals, festivals, and digital spaces. In our contemporary world, new stages have emerged for the art of body painting, creating modern rituals of acceptance and expression. Large-scale events, like body painting festivals or community art nights, establish temporary zones where the painted body is not just accepted but celebrated. Within these spaces, the social norms of the outside world are suspended. People gather with a shared intention: to create, to observe, to appreciate art in its living, breathing form. The atmosphere is often filled with soft music, the gentle hum of conversation. These festival environments act as powerful contextual resets for the brain. By creating a space dedicated to art, they signal that normal social rules are temporarily suspended. For the viewer, the entire scene is framed as a performance, a gallery of human canvases. The brain relaxes its default programming for social judgment and engages its capacity for aesthetic appreciation. It sees not an exposed person, but an artist's creation. It focuses on the skill of the painter, the vibrancy of the colors, the way the design complements the human form. This intentional reframing is a small but powerful cognitive shift. It has a profound effect on both the person observing and the person who has chosen to be painted, who feels empowered and seen for their artistic contribution. This fosters a sense of safety, community, belonging, and shared creative purpose. However, the journey of the painted body into the wider world is far more complex, especially in the digital realm, where context is often lost and censorship algorithms take over. Social media platforms can serve as both a powerful amplifier and a rigid censor. On one hand, artists can share their work with a global audience, building communities and gaining recognition. On the other hand, the very same images are often flagged by automated algorithms, unable to distinguish between art and exploitation. This creates a contradictory digital landscape, where a painted body is celebrated as high art in one corner and hidden from view in another. This forces artists to navigate arbitrary rules, reinforcing the very taboos the art form seeks to challenge. Section 7. The inner shift. Confidence, vulnerability, identity. When a person makes the deliberate choice to allow paint to cover their skin, they are initiating a profound internal journey. It's a sensory experience that bypasses the usual filters of self-judgment. This act can open a new and unexplored pathway within the mind, fundamentally altering their relationship with their own body. For many, the experience is one of pure empowerment and newfound confidence. The layer of paint can feel like a suit of armor, a vibrant shield against insecurity. It allows them to stand taller and move with more freedom, unburdened by self-consciousness. The colors can be playful, transforming them into a living fantasy, or they can be sacred, connecting them to a deeper sense of self. The paint becomes a mask that, paradoxically, frees them to be more authentic. By hiding the familiar, it reveals the true self that was waiting to emerge. For others, the process reveals a deep and powerful vulnerability. The act of being painted requires stillness, trust, and a willingness to be seen. Paint does not hide the body, it draws attention to it. It removes the usual cover of clothing and asks the mind to accept the body as it is. This can be a challenging test, bringing exposure and sensitivity to the surface. This delicate dance between empowerment and vulnerability is cognitive and emotional learning. The brain forges new associations, linking the painted body with feelings of safety, risk, acceptance, courage, depending on the environment and the people involved. It begins with a slow, methodical brush application. Each color is chosen with intention, followed by the careful blending of colors. The focused attention of the painter is absolute. It all contributes to a meditative state for both artist and canvas. The person being painted is invited to breathe, be still, and simply exist. This slow, intimate process shifts the mind's focus away from insecurity. It transforms the body from personal anxiety into shared creative concentration. The moment is intimate, often non-sexual, a vulnerable and trusting act of co-creation. The brain begins to reframe the body as a canvas, a site of beauty and potential. This reframing can last long after the paint is washed away. The memory of seeing one's own skin as art builds a new narrative of self-acceptance. In this quiet space, paint can be a powerful tool for expressing or discovering identity. Section 8. The reveal, rewriting the story of the body. And so, we return to our initial question. The final reveal is, in its essence, remarkably simple. Paint does not magically change the physical body. It changes the brain's story about the body. By introducing a new and compelling visual element, it shifts the frame of our perception. It has the power to guide our attention away from ingrained habits of judgment and toward a state of open curiosity. It can gently move us from a place of learned shame to one of genuine wonder. The simple act of applying paint can be a profound lesson in compassion for ourselves and for others. Why does paint completely change how your brain reacts to the human body? What will you let your brain learn next?